Hello sewing friends and welcome back. I'm the Cat Sews and I wanted to talk to you all about what I'm planning on making for 2021. 2020 has been a difficult year for sure, but my sewing did not suffer. I actually had a bit more time for it and I managed to make 9 complete garments as well as many face masks and a couple of other bits and bobs just throughout the year. I actually made another video talking about my completed garment makes throughout the year and just my general thoughts, what were my favourite patterns that I worked with, and what would I like to revisit, so you can go and watch that as well once you're done with this one. But yes, I wanted to talk to you all about what my planned makes are for 2021, so let's just dive right in. The very first one I'm planning on making is actually one that I've already started. This was one of the ones I didn't quite get to finish off this year because there was a lot happening at the end of this year, trying to wrap up work and the holiday period, and I had like 3 solid days of Christmas parties, and I'm not complaining about that at all because I am very privileged in that regard, but I did have 3 separate days of Christmas parties with my workplace for various groups of people, so it was a pretty full-on end to the year. So I did actually get started with this Butterick B5526 pattern, which is just a shirt pattern. I'm planning on making a bit of a cropped button-down shirt. I'm going to be using some of the tencel twill that I've purchased from Fabric Deluxe, and I just wanted to make something kind of cropped that would go with high-waisted jeans but still be kind of a nice button-down shirt. I think it'll end up being really cute. I also, if I can squeeze it out of my fabric, have a heavy cotton remnant from Nerida Hansen that I would love to turn into a cropped version of one of these tops as well. I am currently making just view A, but without any of the pockets or the fancy sleeved cuffs. It's just going to be a very simple, basic cropped button-down shirt, and I'm quite excited to finish this. So I do have a bit of hand sewing happening at the moment. I'm trying to finish off a dress that I'm changing a bit. One of my dresses that I made this year doesn't quite fit because of some additional COVID plush, so I've removed the zipper and I'm doing an eyelet closure in the back, but it does mean that I have to hand sew some eyelets. Well, it doesn't mean that. I could have put eyelets on, but I think I prefer to hand sew them. I'm liking the look a lot better, and I wanted a bit of a nice hand sewing project. So there's a lot happening, but when I eventually do get back to my sewing machine, I'm excited to pick this up again and complete it. And hopefully I will end up with 2 shirts to add to my collection. I've really been focusing on trying to add wearable pieces to my collection, and not just make dresses all the time. I stand by dresses and I love to wear them, and actually now that it's summer and it's warm, I'm thinking I need more dresses, which I do. But I certainly also need practical items in my collection that can be worn throughout the rest of the year when it's a bit colder and I'm not feeling like a dress. And this will definitely help widen my wardrobe a little bit in an area that's a bit lacking. Next up, I have a summer dress project that I've been looking to make for a very long time. I purchased this gorgeous eyelet cotton from Pit Trading in one of their remnant sales. So I believe I have about 2 meters of this, which isn't a lot, but I can definitely wrap it around my body, and it goes to about the floor, so I think that's a general good indication that I can work with this. This is super gorgeous fabric. It is white with blue embroidered little eyelets. So my plan with this one is to make a very simple, possibly sweetheart neck bodice with little straps, and then a pencil skirt to the bottom of the dress, and just have a really nice bright summer dress. I'm planning on putting a white cotton underneath this because obviously it's eyelets, so would not make this by itself. So I'm planning on putting a white cotton as an interlining. I'm thinking a cotton sateen. I don't know if that's going to be too warm, so but that is my current plan. We'll see how I go. But that's kind of one that's been sitting on the side on this fabric pile, not that fabric pile. It's been sitting there for quite some time now. I actually featured this in a haul several months ago, so I'm looking forward to making it, and I've wanted a dress like this for quite some time. I think I saw something similar in a store a couple of years ago, and I've been planning on making myself a dress like that ever since. So I'm very excited to take this up, and hopefully I can maybe get it made before the end of summer, but we'll see, because I have not been very good with promises like that in the past. So another remnant piece that I picked up is, I believe, a stretch cotton sateen from, again, Pit Trading. Isn't it gorgeous? Can we tell the blue and white is my favourite colour combination? Do I have too much of it? Yes, I do. Do I care? No, I don't. This is another purchase made from Pit Trading, again during one of their remnant sales, and again I have about 2 meters of this one. So this is a stretch cotton sateen, and what I was thinking from this, I am going to attempt to make myself a Jane suit. This is yet again a Gretchen Hirsch pattern from their company, Charm Patterns. So this is made exclusively by them. It's not in association with any other company. And you can go and purchase this from the Charm Patterns website. These are gorgeous bodysuits. I would like to make myself a little cropped shorts version. I don't think I have enough fabric for a sarong front, but I will see how I go with that, and also see how I feel about that, though I don't know if it's going to be an optional that I get to pick afterwards. I suspect not. But I am super keen to check this pattern out. It again has been in my stash for probably about 2 years now. The fabric not that long, but it's certainly been sitting here for a couple of months now, so this is my plan for that fabric. I haven't made a jumpsuit like this before, and I don't have anything like it in my collection, so I'm pretty keen to test it out and see how I go and see how I like it. Mostly I don't buy jumpsuits because I'm tall. I have long legs but a bit of a short torso, so my waist comes pretty high up, and on top of that I'm pretty curvy, so standard jumpsuits are never long enough to fit my body comfortably ever. They also don't tend to accommodate my hips and my waist very well. I find that's quite difficult to find, and is definitely one of the reasons I started making my own clothing, was to have clothes that fit me properly and that I don't have to compromise on fit. Because certainly buying bodycon dresses, it was always like, okay, so I can have it fit my torso or I can have it fit my hips, but I can't do both. So that's always been a fun compromise to do. But yeah, I don't have anything like this in my wardrobe at the moment, and I think this is such a cute fabric. I think it'll look really lovely when it's done, and I'm very, very excited about this one. Did I say I was going to make practical things? I did. And I vaguely meant it. Following up is actually a bit of a complete outfit that I've been working towards. First of all, I am definitely looking to make the Ogden Cami by True Bias Patterns. This I'm super excited to make. It has been sitting here for a few months now. I keep saying that I'll make it and then I just never do. But I have again another remnant that I have purchased. I like buying remnants because they tend to be a bit cheaper. And you can still find really good lengths for what you need. It's definitely a recommendation for budget sewing, is to look for remnant sales, because you can still find decent length. But yes, the Ogden Cami is definitely on my list for just a simple, quick, easy sew, hopefully, and a nice summer shirt that's quite easy to wear. Following up with that, potentially to match together, are the ginger jeans. Yes, the coveted ginger jeans by Closet Case Patterns, which I believe are now Closet Core Patterns, who I will link down below. Everyone will be linked down below. All the fabric stores and the pattern stores that I mention, you'll be able to find in the description box if you so wish. So these I've been wanting to make for so long. I am a bit terrified of trying to put them through my very domestic Singer machine. It's yellow and it's gorgeous, but is it heavy duty? Not really. I do love my machine, but I have a bit of a love-hate relationship with it as well. It's a bit finicky of a machine, despite its simple name. It's literally called Simple. Anyway, moving on. I am a bit worried about trying to make jeans in a domestic machine because I have heard from some people who have made these that it can be quite difficult, particularly when you're working with multiple layers of denim. So it's going to be an interesting project, but these are definitely on my list. I need some new jeans, and I don't want to buy them anymore because my god, is it hard to find jeans that fit nicely and like make you feel good, and the pockets are the right size. Pocket size is incredibly important, and I'm not just for practicality reasons, but for also overall aesthetic reasons. Don't get me started on pockets. But I'm super keen to make these, so I'm going to be making the high-waisted version, and I'm possibly going to start out with a black denim because I don't currently have a really nice pair of black jeans. So very keen to check these out. These are not the most up-to-date pattern. I think it obviously was purchased before they changed their company name to Closet Core, and I think they might have more sizes now. I can't remember. I don't know. But this is not the most up-to-date pattern, but it should still work perfectly fine. People have been making jeans with this one for quite some time. So this is definitely on my to-make list, possibly sooner rather than later as well. Next up, something that has been on my pattern pile for quite some time is the Hughes Dress. This is by the Friday Pattern Company. I adore this dress. It is a snap or button front closure. It has princess seams. It has a bit of a tie in the back so that you can kind of tighten it up around the waist, which, as mentioned, being a girl with a larger hip to waist ratio, I think that's going to be pretty important for me, that tie back. And I've heard amazing things about this pattern, not to mention I've seen some pretty incredible examples of this pattern as well. This has been a desire of mine to make for quite some time, and I'm super keen to get to it. So I just need to do it, but I also need the time. And you can see I've already got quite a decent pile of to makes on, so this is definitely something I want. It made it into my to make list from a few months ago, which you will see on my Instagram. I think I need to update that list, and I certainly will. But yeah, I'm very, very excited about this. Next up, I would love to make something with the night and day dress variations from Charm Patterns and Gretchen Hirsch again. So basically what she actually has on the front, one of the example makes for this in the pack is a black kind of boat neck bodice with poofy sleeves and a trumpet skirt. It's very Halloween, it's very Morticia Addams, and I adore it. And I really, really want to make a version for myself, so that is definitely on my to-do list, and I'm very, very keen to do it. Possibly around Halloween, because it seems very appropriate for then, particularly if the world can get a handle on the COVID situation and Halloween is actually possible. It's just a bit worrisome at the moment. We actually went 2 months without a single new COVID case here in Victoria, and now we have 10 new cases today, so not delighted about that and a bit nervous watching it develop, but hopefully with the vaccine coming out we'll see numbers start to go down and the world become just a bit safer again, and maybe I'll get to wear this for a Halloween party, but definitely this is on my to make list for sure. And then I have another retro pattern just because this is so cute. This is the Butterick Retro 50s pattern, the B6055. This is adorable. It looks like it has an all-in-one sleeve, collar, circle skirt, big old pockets, which I'm not too sure if I'll add, but this is just a super cute house dress looking pattern. I think it's really lovely. It says it has a side closure. We will see about that because I am not one for side closures. Again, hip to waist ratio. Side closures are just not fun. I do not enjoy them. I feel like you either love a side closure or you hate a side closure. And with me, with the smaller waist, it can actually be quite difficult to do a zip up. Not to mention I hate trying to do a zip up under my arm. It's just not fun. And it does have a collar. So we might see how we go adjusting this. It is quite easy to move closures around. You just close that seam up as usual and move the closure elsewhere. I think the only thing you need to be aware of is if you want to do a button front, in which case you probably need to adjust it so that you have some extra room for a button placket. But otherwise it's quite easy to move closures around to where you want them. So we will see what we can do with this one, but this has been in my stash for such a long time. It was purchased in one of the many Spotlight pattern sales where you can get like 4 for $10. Highly recommend waiting for one of those. But it does mean you purchase a bunch of patterns all at one time and then they just sit there for like a year. No, that never happened to me. But I think this is adorable and I'm very, very excited to make it. That's all the patterns I have here. But there is one more very exciting announcement. So for eagle-eyed observers of this channel, in more recent videos, you might have spotted an engagement ring on my finger. I mentioned I realise I've been incredibly privileged this year. Things have gone, aside from working from home, things have overall gone pretty well for myself and my family. And I did actually get engaged in late November, which means that I am going to be making my wedding dress. I'm very excited about that announcement. Yeah, just ecstatic, but oh my goodness, am I stressed about it as well. So I'm not getting married until 2022 because pandemic and also planning and everything. And to be honest, I'm still worried about trying to get married in 2022 with the pandemic going on. I wouldn't have been comfortable planning a wedding for this year, but I'm still worried about it for next year. So with that in mind, I have over a year to make my wedding dress. My inspiration is actually the Cinderella dress from the recent live action version. If I can put a picture of it up somewhere, I will. I want the, you know, the small waist, the big fluffy skirts, the smooth bodice. I want all of that. I have for a long time, and I've also wanted to make my wedding dress for a long time. So I'm not going to be making this dress completely unguided. Actually, there is a very, very special YouTuber who I'm going to pretty much be following to a T. Bella May from Bella May Designs has actually made quite a few Cinderella dresses in her time and is in part what her brand is known for. So this year she's actually making her ultimate Cinderella dress, which is very fortuitous for me because I'm going to copy her. I'm going to make my own version in white for my wedding. It's probably not going to quite have the same volume of skirt and the same amount of train, but it is my overall inspiration and I'm going to be using her videos as a guide. I highly recommend you check out her channel because she's a fantastic costumer. She recently created one of the dresses from the Phantom of the Opera movie. I forget which version, but she is just utterly incredible and I highly recommend that you check out her videos because I am basically going to be copying her. I'm going to probably experiment with more of a vlog style video when I make my wedding dresses. I will very clearly label my wedding dress vlogs when they come out so that if people don't want to watch vlogs, or they don't want to watch vlogs about making a wedding dress, you'll be very well informed by the title. So never fear if this isn't something that you want to watch. As you've seen, I also have a lot of other aspiring makes for this year that I'm very excited about. This list is not definitive. It will definitely change throughout the year, so this will not be all. And I will definitely still be making other things on this channel, so don't worry, it's not all going to be wedding sewing, but it is also going to be wedding sewing because this is a huge project that I'm taking on. It's something that I am so incredibly excited about, and I know that a lot of other sewers make their wedding dresses, and you know, as with every bride, everyone has a unique style. Some people prefer to go more simple and take patterns that are widely available and turn them into wedding dresses. Others do like my route and they want the big poofy wedding dress, but they might not know where to begin. So I'm hoping, as with all of my videos, that these videos will be informative and helpful if you're looking to embark on the same journey, or if you just would like to watch me attempt a wedding dress. So my overall plan is I will be making a corset for structure and support on the day. That way I don't have to worry about bras or anything like that, and it'll also help my overall dress achieve the shape that I want. I will possibly link a few corset videos down below for you guys, simply because I don't want to have the conversation corsets are the devil's work, because they are not. Women did not wear corsets for hundreds of years in pain. What you see on film and television is not accurate. What you hear from actresses is also not accurate for corsets made specifically for you. Your actresses get a bit of a rough deal when it comes to corsetry in films because they're rarely perfectly made for them, and they're often forced to wear them without proper undergarments. So I will be making a corset. I will have a lovely bodice as well. And then I was thinking, and we will see how this goes, of making two skirts. So the first is going to be my main wedding skirt. It's going to be big and puffy and lots of tulle layers, if tulle is correct, and that's what I end up going with. Lots of layers and big and fluffy. The second is going to be a bit more of a party style skirt. I'm hoping I'll be able to remove the big skirt and then I'll be able to have more of a 50s style skirt underneath, still big and puffy but much shorter and less layers. That way dancing later in the evening will be a bit easier. That is my overall plan. I'm definitely going with white, and I was thinking, because our theme is actually teal, my ring is an Australian sapphire and it's a very teal colour. It's gorgeous and I love it. So our theme of the wedding is going to be centred around the ring, and it's teal. So I was also thinking of maybe having a strip of teal lace around my middle that would then disperse down into the dress, so it moves down the skirt and breaks apart as it moves down. Maybe. That is my current thinking. That is kind of my inspiration. And I will be linking Bellarmé videos wherever I use them. I have already ordered a book to help me with my corset making, and I'm very, very excited to get started. I'm already stressed about it, and I have a year. It is also a bit of a balancing act because chances are I will possibly lose weight in the next year as I become more active again, moving to more of a pre-COVID lifestyle, if that is possible, because as I mentioned, there are a couple of cases happening in Victoria at the moment, but we will see how things go. So I do have to balance it a little bit with needing to leave myself enough time but not wanting to leave it too late, but also not wanting to leave it too early in case I lose weight and my size changes. So there is a bit of a balancing act to be said, but I think I can get away with at least making my corset first and my skirts because they will be a bit more adjustable, and the corset, because it laces up, will be adjustable, and then leaving my bodice as the very final thing to do, because that will need to be quite well fitted. So those are my plans for 2021. It is a big thing. It's going to be a huge year. I don't know if I'm going to get everything made. I don't know if that's even going to be possible. But I am so excited about it, honestly. I am really looking forward to making my wedding dress, and I'm really excited about all the other patterns that I've shown you. So I think that's it. Please, as always, let me know what you're currently working on, and let me know what your sewing plans for 2021 are. Who knows, I might just add some more patterns to my to make list. I'll be linking everything down below as mentioned. I will also probably write up a new list and post it on Instagram as my 2021 sewing plans. I am so very excited to get going. I can't express how happy I am at the moment, which is weird to say as the world currently endures a pandemic. As I touched on in my last video, please take care of yourselves at the moment, particularly your mental health. You know, speak to a mental health professional where you can, or speak to family and friends, or you can always reach out to me. I'm happy to have a conversation, to do a call, to do a video call. I'm happy if you want to call me and sew for a bit. I'm totally here for you in whatever capacity I can be if you can't talk to anyone else. Please look after yourself, particularly in starting this new year. I apologise for bringing the video onto a bit of a down note, but I think it's really important to touch base on these things. Obviously, the world is going through a lot right now, and I don't want anyone to ever feel like they've been left behind, because you never have been. Thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe if you liked this video, and if you would like to see more of them. You can also touch base with me on Instagram at @theCatSews, where I post more of my makes and more of my overall sewing things, and just keep you updated with my life in general. Thank you so much for watching, and happy sewing, everyone.